Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. I had a request to color out of Mystery Mosaics book 17. So this is the latest one in this series and I will link it down below in the description. Just be aware that there are many other Mystery Mosaic coloring books out on Amazon. So once you're over there, if you want to check out the other ones, there's quite a few sets out there. Many of them do include the 36 set of colored pencils that correspond to the 36 color palette in here. Yeah, I definitely don't recommend getting those colored pencils. I unfortunately did buy them to test them out. Oh my gosh, they, I think, are the worst colored pencils I have ever colored with. And if you've been with my channel for any length of time, you know that I have tested out and have swatched out, shown many different brands of colored pencils, and yeah, none were as bad as these. So yeah, if you're thinking of buying them, because I thought it'd be great because they match the colors in here. You know, they're numbered 1 for brown, 2 for red, brown, etc. So I thought, oh, that would be so awesome. Yeah, no, it's not. Don't spend your money on the colored pencils. Okay, with that being said, I thought we would color this one. One thing that I do like about the Mystery Mosaic coloring books is we have the color palette here, but they do only list the colors that are needed for in this particular picture. And I like it when they do that. Sun Life Drawing does that. I'm not sure, you know, Jade Summer just came out with a couple of color by number books. If they do that too, I can't remember. But to me, that's always really nice. So let's get started. Let's see, one is brown. Where do we have some? Here we have some ones. So what I'm going to color with are my Crayola Supertips. I love using these in my Mystery Mosaic coloring books. They work really, really well, and I will link these down below in the description. I know many of you already have these, but just in case you don't and you'd like to try them out, super budget friendly markers, water-based, very vibrant colors, and you'll see the unique tip that are on these again, just for the few of you who are not familiar with these markers. Now, in the past, a number of videos ago, I actually discovered that there are color names for the super tips. If I remember, I will link that video down below. I went through hell and high water to try to match the colors with the color names. I have not gotten the final version, the final color chart colored in, and what I am going to do, and yeah, still haven't gotten around to doing, is labeling each particular marker. I do have them in the order now in my case. So this one is ivory. I am going to renumber. The numbers that I have on here right now correspond to the numbers in these books, because I do use these a lot in the Mystery Mosaic books. So number 4 is tan. So this is what I use for tan. However, it will be number 1 eventually. And then I'm going to jot down, and again, if you see my previous videos about my OCD and organization, I do have a little binder with typed up charts indicating what medium and what colored marker I use for what number. I will be creating one for these also. So with all that being said, get this back in here. When I have this completed, I will let you guys know in a color and chat in case anybody wants to have a copy of it. So, all right, let's start with number 1. And again, that was brown. And is that this one? Yes. Okay, so again, Crayola Supertips have this very unique tip. It comes to a fine point, which is nice, especially Mystery Mosaics have some half squares that you have to color in where there's a diagonal line, which is nice because it makes it not quite so pixelated. But then there's the broad side too, which is nice when you're coloring in bigger areas. I know many people use these in their more, what shall we say, more expensive coloring books like Kirby Rosanis books, you know, things like that. They're just really nice markers, especially for the price. So let's see. I I have glue on my nails. It didn't all come off. I had really pretty nail wraps on my fingernails. And you will see that in a number of the other videos that I've already recorded and will be out next week. Let's zoom in a little more. But then I took the time to have supper, and then yesterday, no, this morning, I had boiled up a whole chicken that my daughter gave me because they raise chickens and butcher them. I know, ew. But hey, where do you think your chickens come from? The grocery store. So, because tomorrow I am making chicken teriyaki. And it calls for shredded chicken. So I thought, ooh, let's boil up that chicken and use that and get that out of the freezer. So I did that this morning, had it in the fridge cooling, and I thought, well, before I start this color and chat, and I have a couple of other videos to do, I figured I might as well go ahead and shred up that chicken. Yeah, hate doing that. But as I was doing that, all of a sudden, I noticed something blue down on the chicken carcass. Like, what the heck is that? Oh my heavens, it's a nail wrap. Hey, at least it wasn't in the good shredded chicken. Or I should say the chicken that I shredded already. Well then, lo and behold, I found another one. I'm like, oh man. The time a person puts into putting these things on, and then because they were matte colored, they're really pretty pastel cloud nail wraps for today. And then I put a glitter nail polish over the top so they were just faintly glittery and sparkly. And then a Sally Hansen fast dry top coat. And yeah, they were really pretty. And then when I washed my hands a number of times to try to get that chicken smell off my hands, because I don't wear gloves or anything. I just get in there and do what I got to do and then wash them really good. And yeah, I can still smell chicken on them. But with washing my hands and stuff, 2 more came off this hand. So I'm like, okay, I gotta just take the rest of them off then before I record. And there's still some adhesive residue like this one. This one's really bad. I thought I had cleaned it all off really well, but So if my nails are looking kind of yucky, that's why. Just thought I'd preface this with that. So if my nails look horrible, that's why. All right. Wow, what a long intro. How is everybody doing? Everybody safe, healthy? The presidential election is finally over. We finally got the final results, well, for the most part, in our United States presidential election. Any more browns? Let's see. I don't see any more ones. There definitely could be, but I would be missing them. So 3 is light brown. So I do hope, no matter who you voted for, that you did exercise your right and you went and voted on Tuesday. We definitely are not going into who voted for who. I definitely won't say who I voted for. That's irrelevant. Well, no, I shouldn't say that's irrelevant, but that is not the purpose of this channel. We definitely do not talk about certain things on this channel. You know, and politics and religion are 2 of them. I just figured I had to mention it because it was, yeah, a huge historical event. You know, we now have a president-elect who is not the incumbent, and we have a female vice president who is of color, immigrant. So that part is awesome. And I know no matter who won, we are always going to have people that are very happy and people that are very upset. And I think, as we all know, that is even more true in this particular election. My gosh. I mean, have we ever in our lifetime seen such an election as this one? Wow. Yeah. So, Vice President, President-elect Biden won. I don't think actually the results yet from the other states are even in yet. But since he won Pennsylvania, he has enough delegate votes to win. So, yeah, at least we're not going to be bombarded both on TV, on the radio, phone calls, emails, texts, you name it, with political ads, political questions, polls, you name it. I don't know about you, but I was getting pretty sick of it. You know, I think all of us had, you know, it was just also overwhelming. And I, for one, am glad it's done. So, let's see. We had some very unfortunate news. Bob's brother, and it happens to be his favorite brother on top of it, was very, very sick on Thursday, and so his family called Bob at work, and because John mainly only will listen to Bob. He is mentally challenged, shall we say, and yeah, he doesn't listen to too many people, but he will listen to Bob. And so they called Bob at work. Bob left work, went out home, and yeah, he was not doing good. He was pretty out of it. Bob called an ambulance, and Johnny didn't even argue about going. So you knew he was out of it. He was not doing good, because he otherwise probably would have argued about even going to the hospital. You know how men are. But yeah, so of course Bob couldn't go in with him, which, Johnny was not going to understand anything the doctors would be telling him. So poor Bob had to sit and wait in the parking lot, waiting for the doctor to call him. So quite a while later, the doctor called. And yes, Johnny has COVID pretty seriously. And on top of that, to make matters 1,000 times worse, severely diabetic. His blood sugar was so high. I had never heard of blood sugar getting this high. His blood sugar was 1,100. At first, Bob thought 1,200, but I guess it was 1,100. And if you know anything about blood sugar, if you know somebody that's diabetic, you know that normal blood sugar is, probably like, 80 to 120 or so. So, yeah, it was just astronomically high. When you start getting like above 600, they say your blood starts getting real thick and syrupy. And he was really having a hard time breathing. So, of course, he got sedated, is on a respirator. Yeah. Finally, because Bob and his family were calling up there to try to get an update, nobody was calling him back. And I understand. Those doctors and nurses are just swamped. I mean, they are so busy. It is really hard for them to take the time to call family. But when they didn't call all day, and Bob and his family still hadn't heard anything on how he was doing since he was taken in on Thursday, Bob called up there again today. Finally talked to the doctor, who, told him that, well, he is real sick. There is fluid in his lungs. Another reason for, going on the respirator, just to help him breathe and help his body rest. Right now it's the best thing for him. Give him his greatest chance for recovering. Still sedated, still on a respirator. Will be for at least, at a minimum, for another couple of days. Probably more, though. So, probably won't get any updates for the next couple of days on him. But yeah, it's very, very serious. Bob kind of, told the doctor that, because John hasn't been away from the house in probably over a decade. He, of course, does not drive. He has no reason, no want to go anywhere from the house. He does not like to go anywhere. And so Bob told the doctor that, if and when he does come to, he is going to panic. He is not going to know where he is. He's going to be scared to death, and Bob's not going to be there to calm him down. And the, doctor was kind of, I don't know, lackadaisical about it. He says, well, let's just deal with this. Which is true on the one hand. Let's just deal with this part first, and then we'll worry about that. But he kind of made it sound like, well, let's wait and see if he comes out of it. That's not too comforting to the loved ones of somebody that's sick, Let's say when and not if. So, yeah, I guess we'll have to see how things go over the next couple of days. But, this is the first case of COVID. I mean, we have been so lucky in both of our families that we have not had it hit in the immediate family until now. And, yeah. And then it has to be so serious on top of it. 4 is tan, and that's the one that I had up here. So I guess any thoughts and prayers from you guys for Bob's brother would be very much appreciated. And we'll just see how things go, I guess. Not much else a person can do, right? So, after that somber subject, and depending on who you voted for, the election might have been a somber subject too. We can try to get onto something more cheerful. I don't want these coloring chats to be all gloom and doom, but yet they're realistic coloring chats. So you get what you get, and if there's bad things, I guess, going on in my life, you're going to hear about them. So, what's all going on with you guys? I hope you're all having a great weekend. How's the weather by yous? I have to say, our weather here has been unbelievable. And for a change, it's unbelievable in a good way. Oh my gosh, it is just, we have been so far above normal for a change. We have broken records this week. We were in the 70s for a couple of days. Isn't that unreal? Oh, to go outside with short sleeves on. Got the stroller back out and took Levi for a number of walks. Oh, it was just gorgeous. Even in the mid-60s for us right now is unreal. We're making up for all of our below temps. Very much below from, October, September. So yeah, we're kind of reversing months now. We're having weather now that we should have had in September, and we had weather in September and October that we should have had in November and December. So, Mother Nature is being kind. I always say Mother Nature has PMS twice a year. Spring and fall. Good thing it is only twice a year, because it drives me crazy when she has PMS. As most people will say, PMS is not fun, especially for the person living with them. But yeah, Mother Nature can't make up her mind at all in spring and fall. Ooh, that's rather pretty. So yeah, but these lovely temperatures are going bye-bye pretty soon. We had a gorgeous Saturday, and tomorrow is still supposed to be very nice. So we are having an absolutely beautiful weekend. And then we have some rain coming next week, which is fine. Rain's not bad. And we have a possibility of some mix and then maybe some snow, because our temps are going to drop big time after, what is it, Monday, Tuesday, something like that. See how this can color so fast when you color with the side, but yet you can get in there with the tip so nice. So that's why I said these Crayola Supertips are just wonderful for these books. Because when you have the same color, you know, for multiple squares in a row, these things are so juicy, and you can use the side, and you just, you know, as you can see, you just see if, you know, they're all the same color, and you just color along. And it goes rather fast. I think I'm going to finish these fours, and we're going to get to a pretty bright color before I run out of things to talk about. I don't have any notes written down today about things to talk about, so I like to do that many times because, yeah, otherwise I forget what I might want to talk about, or, you know, my coloring chats might be 10 minutes long. That wouldn't be too exciting, now would it? So yeah, I can't wait to make that chicken teriyaki. It's actually a chicken teriyaki casserole, which I had never heard of. Every weekend I like to look up a new recipe, and I try something new every weekend. Poor Bob. I have to say, though, 99% of the stuff turns out really good. And there are times where I do make, you know, something over. Something like Bob loves chili. So I do make chili for him periodically. And, you know, there are just some others. Meatloaf. We just had this past week now, we had taco salad. We just have it over tortilla chips. So, love taco salad. Now that I was actually able to chew it, I was so excited. For those of you who are new to my channel, boy, how long was it ago now? 6 weeks? I had to have all of my teeth pulled, and I now have full upper and lower dentures. So If I am still talking kind of funny, especially with my S's and Z's and SH's, that is why. And hopefully I will get better. Oh, but I still hate these things. Oh my heavens, I hate them. There are many things I cannot eat yet. My gums are still quite sore. Let's do 23 purple. Doesn't that sound pretty? Of course I'd pick purple. I don't see where 23s are though. Maybe we won't do. There's a lot of confetti up in here. I can see that already. Seems like there's more 7 and 8, so maybe we'll do that. 7 is red orange. I see where the 8 is. Where's the 7? Must be this one. Yep. Sorry for my arm. Okay, where's some 7s here? So yeah, it's still pretty tender, but you know, I guess it is, you know, not really truly been that long. It kind of seems like it, but and there's a big part of me that really wishes I had. One moment. So sorry about that. Wow, that came out of nowhere. I still am kind of fighting this cold that is just hanging on. Still have the sniffles, so hopefully I won't be sniffling on camera. I hope my big head ain't getting in the way. It's one reason I like zooming in, because then I can kind of lean over my page and be able to see what I'm doing without you guys seeing my head. So yeah, I am hoping to be able to chew a little bit better soon. Tried eating a Subway sub the other day. And I even cut it up into, you know, thinner slices. Oh, I missed getting a Subway sub so bad. Really? That's it? I thought there were more 7s. Okay. Maybe there's more 8s than 7s. And, yeah, it was really hard to chew that, but I made myself do it anyhow. And I paid for it the next day. Because my mouth kind of hurt. I don't know why. Oh, wow. And yeah, I can still kind of tell. It's like, yeah, Lisa, don't try that, idiot. Don't push it. But I wanted it. So, you know, Lisa's of the mindset, I will be able to eat this. Yeah. Stubborn, stubborn Lisa. Oh, back to the COVID stuff. Sorry. I don't want to dwell on it, but, you know, with Bob having cancer, he's kind of high risk. You know, it's only been a couple of years for him since he had that and had his surgery and everything, and so he wanted to go get tested right away. Well, you know, the doctors are telling him, oh, you got to go on this website and you got to make an appointment and blah de da de da. So we did that, and they, you know, they told him, well, you can get tested for peace of mind. You don't have to. And I'm like, what? Of course you're going in and getting tested. But, you know, of course, Bob didn't. There's some 7s. Bob, you know, wouldn't have told them about his cancer and stuff, so they wouldn't have known that. But They told him he didn't need to go in until at least after Monday because it wouldn't show up on a test before then. So he is going to, see if he can get in on Monday. We do have a drive-through testing area in Wausau, down in Weston. And he's going to see if he can do it that way and hopefully not take too long to get results, because he's sick and tired of wearing a mask absolutely everywhere and, confining himself. And, he does sit out in the living room with me. He keeps his mask on. When he's eating, he does go in the bedroom, so we are trying to be safe. But yeah, it gets old really fast. I can't imagine having to, have that on all the time. 26 is hot pink. Let's do some of that. And there's quite a few of them. So 26 hot pink. Once I get these all in color order according to the color chart, it's going to be much easier to find these things. All right. So, yeah. And, him having to go in his bedroom to eat and stuff. And, it's really sad. So, and of course, he can't go to work. So, he was off on Friday. He'll have to be off on Monday. Probably Tuesday, depending on when he can get his results back. I know they have the real fast testing, in like 20 minutes, but that's typically in the hospital, like what they did for Johnny. So that they know right away whether they're dealing with COVID or not. And this individual has to go on the COVID unit. Or, in John's case, the ICU COVID unit. So yeah, we're just, we're kind of waiting for him to be able to get tested and get his results. Because he was very close to John. When he was kind of, looking at him to see how bad he really was doing. And so definitely within 6 feet for longer than 15 minutes. So definitely at risk of, getting it, but yet, not necessarily guaranteed. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, it's really hard to, try to stay safe and quarantine in a house. Okay, what else should we talk about? Let's see, how's the house projects coming? They're coming along. No, we still don't have everything done. But we are to the point where we can almost park both cars in the garage. Can you believe it? That will be a major accomplishment, because there is still so much stuff that has to come out of that garage, but it just hasn't been a priority, But we want both the vehicles in the garage before the snow flies, so I have a bunch of toys out there. I have like a triple-decker toy box. The bottom section has three cubbies. Then the next one stacks on top, and they're real big. The next section that stacks on top has 2 big cubbies, and then the one on top of that, again, has the 3 cubbies. And it's very heavy duty, made out of wood. So I had that in the family room in my other house because I had the room for it. Now, I want to see. I'm going to go through and clean them all out. There is so much, miscellaneous junk that, of course collects, right? Pieces missing of that. This is broken. Oh, that, don't know where the other pieces are. And yeah, a lot of that stuff is getting tossed. Or it's stuff that Levi has outgrowing because it's for, itty bitty babies. And he's getting to be a big boy. So it'll either be given away, put on the side. Most of it'll probably get put on the side for rummage sales next year. Because Heather and I are always in the marathon, always has a big citywide rummage sale every year. The last weekend in April every year. Now, of course, last year we weren't because we were just too busy with the house. But typically, every year we're in it. So, yeah, I think a lot will go in that. But yeah, there is so much to go through. I have those 3 toy cubbies, toy boxes to go through. Then I had toys in the spare bedroom at the other house, or what we always called the Xbox room, because that's where the Xbox was. How appropriate. So some of those are bigger toys. In order to pack these bigger toys, when we moved, Bob had some of these big, like cardboard barrels that cake mix came in. Vanilla cake mix. It smelled really good in there. And I don't even know where he got these from. But I put all these big toys in that. So I have one of those to go through. And then plus a big box of toys that I had packed up. Those were toys that went over to Tanya's when we had to move temporarily to my daughter's house in between closings on the one I sold and the one Bob and I bought, this house. So yeah, there's lots of toys to go through out there and get that all out of the garage because that's taking up a lot of room. Finally got my dining room table and chairs down in the basement. I was going to sell it and then took it back down off of Craigslist and Facebook because I thought, maybe it would be nice to have that bigger table downstairs for when I have a bigger project to do or something. For instance, when I am done with a diamond painting and it's one I want to hang up, like my bigger ones, I use a big bolt of canvas and then stretcher bars, and I make my own stretched canvases according to how big the diamond painting is. I always add 2 inches so that I have a 1-inch frame all the way around. And then I paint the edges in a coordinating, boy, I can't talk, color to the diamond painting. And so, for instance, for that, I would need a larger area to cut on. And so, because I have no dining room now, I bought a small kitchen table. It's a round table, but it's a drop leaf. So I only have the one side up, and then Levi and I sit there when I feed Levi lunch and supper. And that's about all it's used for, so stores some stuff, you know. Don't know where else to put it. Plop it on the table. And then once a week I go through it and clean it back off. Is that what everybody else does? Gotta have one part of your house that is kind of a catch-all, you know. Some people it's a countertop, and then you, okay, let's clean this off type of thing. Or a junk drawer. I think my last color and chat I talked about that. Everybody's got to have a junk drawer. Well, I used to. I don't have room for a junk drawer now. Very sad, but true. Because I can't even have my microwave cart in this kitchen, and I miss that. Put some miscellaneous things in the drawer in that cart, so that was always nice. Some extra utensils that didn't fit in drawers. The pizza oven was over there, so the pizza cutters were in there. And, yeah, no, just things like that. The one nice thing about this kitchen, though, let's look for something positive, right? I do have an extra countertop and extra cabinets down at the end of this kitchen. So I actually have more countertop space and cabinets than what I had in my other kitchen. I just don't have my huge pantry. But yeah, we'll eventually find room for everything. Most everything has a home by now. Very few things are still in boxes. There's a couple boxes downstairs in the basement labeled pantry. I told Bob, oh, really? Oh, it'll be interesting going through that. See if we got room. Oh my gosh. He did make a couple of additional shelves in the cabinets in the main bathroom downstairs, so I can finally unpack that other box of things like from the medicine cabinet from the other house, because I have no medicine cabinet. I don't know why people put up just mirrors and lights. Ridiculous. Why don't you put up medicine cabinets? Let's see, is that 25? Yeah, that's 25. And then they're just pedestal sinks downstairs and upstairs too. So there's no vanity either. It's like, oh my heavens, people. You know, not only is a vanity nice for storage under the table, under the sink, you know, that can get tucked away and out of sight. Yeah, no, extra toilet paper rolls and toilet bowl cleaner and all that good stuff. But then you have a little bit of surface area next to the sink to put things. Yeah, no, like, you know, a drinking glass, or maybe your toothbrush holder, or blow dryer, or, you know, any of that. There's no room. So, anywho, okay, there's a lot of 25s here too. What is 25? Magenta. All right, there probably is some more 26s in here, but let's go on to 25, magenta. We'll just do a few of these, and then we're gonna call it a color and chat. I do have a few other videos to do yet. I've been recording all day for the most part. And it's now 7 at night, and yeah, I got a few to record yet. And then comes the fun part of getting it all to the computer and editing and all that fun stuff. Okay, let's see how this is going to look with that other pink. Let's see, is this going all the way over? Yep. Let's do the end ones. So you can see how fast these go. A lot of fun, and yet they turn out so cool. The hardest part, I guess, is the half squares, if you want to call it hard. I mean, it's not. But because the squares themselves have such thick black lines around them, you know, even I don't think I've tried alcohol markers in these. Did I? Did I? I think I actually did, because I think I have my Copics figured out for these books. I'll have to look now. Because they are single-sided, so it can be done. And of course, where you have the whole square to color in, it's definitely easy for alcohol ink because it won't spread over the lines. Like I said, the only place you have to be a little more careful is like one of these where you have a half square. So yeah, I gotta check that out, but I'm pretty sure I do have my Copics figured out for these 36 colors. I haven't gotten these books out in so long, so I'm glad I got the request to color out of here. Forgot how much fun this is. So I'll have to take this in the living room and finish this picture. Kind of in the midst of coloring a number of them in there, and this from the gal who normally never has whips. I hate having whips. I don't know how you people do it who have dozens and dozens of whips. How do you keep track of them? Do you write them all down? Do you put the books like on a separate stack? Or do you just kind of look at your books, flip through them, and say, oh yeah, there's one I didn't finish? Yeah, sorry. That would drive me crazy. I couldn't do that. Once I start a page, I like to finish it, so it is kind of driving me crazy having a number of pictures started. I have a couple pictures to finish yet from, look, we have a boot from Color Chats that I didn't get the picture finished on camera. And I haven't finished them off camera either. So, because I've been getting new books in from illustrators, from companies. And so, especially like, you know, Belba or Color Questopia, you know, and some others. Such and Such Deva. I want to color out of them sometimes before I do a flip through on a video or for a video. So yeah, then, you know, the picture I was working on, especially for a Color and Chat, kind of sits there. So I think I have a couple of them sitting behind me yet, waiting for me to finish. They've been yelling at me every single time I come into this office. When you gonna finish me? I hate being left unfinished. Some of them pages, you know, they just feel kind of naked. Oh, good heavens, Lisa. I'm getting slap happy. Oh, that's pretty, huh? I like that pattern in the boot. That's why I picked this picture. If you've never, matter of fact, why don't I do that? I should have done that right off the bat. I guess I just kind of assumed. Never assume. You know what they say about assume. Makes a beep out of you, M-E, you and me. Yeah. But, you know, I guess I just assumed everybody it was familiar with these books, and not everybody is. So I'll kind of show you what the book looks like once we get through these 25s here. And speaking of which, I think we are. Yes. Okay, so let's zoom out a little. Let's take a look at our picture so far. So it looks like we have a really pretty colorful boot. These are going to stay white, and there are no numbers in there, and we must have like dirt, right? And then we're going to have some pretty flowers up here. So yeah, I thought this would be a fun one, a colorful one. I like colorful ones for coloring chats. They're always bright and cheery. Okay, so if we look at this book, again, this is the 17th book. I don't think you can get book 1 anymore. Oh, wait, no. That was, what other series was that? That book 1, oh, Designing Colors. You can't get book 1. No, I think all of these are available. Not all of them on Amazon. Some of them you have to get on the Mindware website. So I will link where you can get them on Mindware, but I will link this particular book on Amazon because you can get them from Amazon also. And I think you possibly get them a little bit faster from Amazon. I'm not sure. The ones that I couldn't get on Amazon, I did get from Mindware. So I will leave that link also. But yeah, this is what the front cover looks like. And then on the back cover, you do get some sample images. Does talk about that colored pencil set. We talked about that already. So then here is your color palette. So it covers all 36 colors. They give you a nice big square that is representative of the color that they have in mind for that particular number and color. Now that's not meaning you have to match them exactly. The one that I always have a problem with, and in the Crayola Supertips I do too, is number 31. It's called White Peach. It's a very pale yellow. And Crayola Supertips really don't have a super pale yellow, so that's a hard one. But again, you get as close as you can. But yeah, it's nice to match up these colors. Kind of talks about how to do it. Well, it's kind of self-explanatory, right? So then you get 2, and they're all numbered on the bottom. So here is Mosaic 1, and here's number 2 that we're doing. Now, they not only have the single page ones, but they have these large double page spreads, if you want to call it that, you know, from our other coloring books. These are beautiful and so much fun to do. They're a great big double page, like I said, picture. So they're twice as big, as you can see, as the regular ones. And there's a number of the big fold-out pictures in here too. So then here's another one. So yeah, if you look in the back, now if you don't want to see the pictures, if you truly want it to be a mystery, don't want to know ahead of time, don't look in a minute or two until I say it is safe to look again, because I'm going to show the answer key. And we are going to look at it right now. Look away. And possibly mute. No, I'll try not to say what they are. But so this is the one that we are doing. Isn't it pretty? So these are your single page ones, and then you can see the double page spread. I wanted to do this one because I thought it was so cute, but I didn't want to start a double page spread. So, and here's another double page spread. We have, you know, all of these singles, then another double page. So far we have 3 double page spreads, 4 double page spread. Isn't that cute? I was going to do this one too. I thought that was really pretty. So there are 18 mosaics in this book. For those of you who are looking away because you didn't want to see the answers, I am now done. I have covered them up so you can again look. All right, so again, this is book 17 out of the Mystery Mosaics series. Links are down below in the description in case you want to check them out, as well as the super tips, the Crayola super tips. They do come in a couple of sets, different size sets. There's a 50 set, a 100 set. I don't know if they come in other sizes or not, but I will link the 50 and the 100. I have the 100 here, so I have more colors to pick from for color by number books. And again, with the very budget-friendly price of these, you know, going for the 100 isn't going to break the bank. So, all right, I hope you enjoyed this color and chat, and thank you so much for clicking on this video and for joining me, if you made it to this point. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new to my channel. I hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend, and as always, happy coloring. Bye, guys.